Q4 All-Star team, we got East knockouts, we got contenders teams, we got some West games going on. We got it all. Let's go. First up is the contenders player of the week. Now you could have went with Knife very easily because he had a very good time on Tracer, or you could even have went with Arrow if you're really out there. But Marvel to me is an equally good, if not better option. He blew Fate out of the water against Panthera and played Mag very close. For me, the flexibility he brought to the table was a massive reason they were able to play the Inferno so close in the first place. He was capable on Junker Queen, Ramatra, and Winston, and utilized the rock, paper, scissors to make Soul uncomfortable with their composition of choice. Last year, Marv 1 was done double dirty on the Uprising and the Valiant, so he is taking out his anger on the league in full force. He is gearing to make Contenders Korea look better than APAC in general with a lower bracket run. The rookie of the week is Xianjun. He may have been an unexpected pickup because Prophet's taking a mental break, but he made a very good first impression. The real ones know he was looking good at Contenders even though his team didn't even make it to the Open. I have to be honest though, I did not anticipate a performance like that. He was clutching fights every map on Tracer and his Mei wasn't too shabby either. I'm not about to come out here and say that Xianjun's better than Prophet, but the Dynasty are looking the best they have all season right now. I am really looking forward to seeing what more Xianjun does, and I think he'll find his way into playtime even once Prophet gets back. Probably over the hit scan Prophet. The first tank of the week is Hanbin, and Dallas may have only beaten SPG, but to be honest, if Hanbin isn't Hanbin there, they might not have even done that. He was very clearly the focal point of the team and bailed them out often. I mean, if he does not get the very first map-winning Diva Bomb of the year on Blizzard World, Dallas Doomium could be back to the high that it was at earlier this year. A fun stat that I think summarizes how much Hanbin did in that game was that he had 53 final blows and 23 deaths to be plus 30. Like, god damn. After this week, I'm sold that his Ramatra is as good as we anticipated it to be, and I think that Hanbin alone will be able to make Infernal vs Fuel competitive this weekend, especially with losers map choice. The second tank of the week is Fearless. He brought out a new trick against London and San Francisco with his Doomfist pick, and while it looked a bit weird, upon further investigation, I think he played very well on it. Compared to how Doom was played last year, he had to be a bit more defensive with his movement abilities, but he was still able to go in and land fat fists really consistently. This guy Vin Dame is going to have nightmares in his dorm room of Fearless just punching his door down and throwing him out the window. Vin Dame's gonna have to schedule a discussion with his Don to get over this. Fearless also whipped out a bit of the Ramatra, which is a rarity, but it still looked solid. And of course, you put Fearless on Monkey, you're going to be smiling. The hit scan of the week is Happy, and during the program, I was pretty critical of Happy Sombra and his flexibility in general, but at this point, he stepped it up and looks like a number 2 Sombra behind Lip, and his Tracer is more than suitable as well. Happy was running circles around Chalk all day with impeccable timing. I mean, he was 30-7 on the series. Somebody stop him. Then against London, they let him out of his Sombra prison to stretch his legs on Widowmaker and get them some highlight plays to farm for some Twitter clout. While Happy may be living his best life and enjoying his time, he is making a significant amount of players very unhappy, such as the Flex DPS of the week, Proper. It is absolutely crazy that Proper had to drag his team to victory against the Valiant, and I have never seen anyone look so disgruntled while carrying. He was genuinely having the worst time of his Owl career. You can feel Proper just kind of snap in his gameplay. He must have notified Krusty between maps through his hotel provided telephone that he is going to go Genji, then just left the voice channel and got to business. I mean, he had 2 deaths across 3 maps. Like, he knew what he needed to do and had the power to do it. If Proper doesn't identify the alpha threat in the lobby, Seeker, and do the Lord's work, can you imagine the uproar among fans right now? Like, it's already bad. But if they gave Valiant their only win, I and many other people would be going straight to hell with the names we'd call the shock. I really hope this just wakes Proper up and makes him realize that this is not Krusty's team. It is his team, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants to win games. The bonus DPS of the week is Choi Se-Wan. He clutched up maps versus Poker Face and saved the charge from an embarrassing loss. Guangzhou would be flipping burgers in the lower bracket without Choi, I promise. When the charge were in a final fight must-win scenario, what did they do? Nano Choi Se-Wan. Every time. He'll just turn flights like he gets a bonus paid to him every time he clutches out. Choi went 38-19 versus Poker Face. And while it's true, Jimmy also had 38 final blows, he also had 34 deaths. Choi was basically playing without a second DPS beside him most fights and was still owning. If the Charge don't make it to the midseason madness, I'm going to be angered, because we as a community deserve to see Choi own NA frauds. The flex support of the week is Twilight, and now that he's been the starter for a bit, he looks really good. Against Toronto, he was always in the right place at the right time for their own game plan, but also to ruin Defiance. If Toronto was looking to trade backlines, Twilight would be too far away to dive. But then if they try to win the frontline fight, Twilight would be ready with a nade in hand. The best part about Twilight popping off is that when Izayaki is ready to come back, I have full faith that the coaching staff will fumble everything, ruin all momentum they have moving forward, and put Twilight back on the bench. The main support of the week is Violet, and it's all thanks to Kiriko mode being in full force. He is just a third DPS on the field and consistently has as many final blows as Happy or Pelican in these matches. Now, of course, his flexibility on the Brig and Lucio is important, but his Kiriko is a work of art, and I need to see him play it as much as he can. Hang this gameplay next to the Mona Lisa. I promise you, the Louvre will see a profit increase of 20% and France will see more tourism. But I'm just happy I can give him the main support of the week for playing Kiri and Zen. So the bonus support of the week is Skewed, and hear me out, I know I've been giving Skewed a lot of love in these, but he was a massive difference maker for the Infernal. Fat nades, huge sleep darts, cheeky Zen 3Ks. Skewed was doing it all and was doing something that the O2 Blast could not compete with. While Irony was invisible most of the match, Skewed was front and center, stealing fights and showing why he's the best support APAC has to offer. I almost gave this a shoe because he had a great week as well, but this game was far more high stakes for the Infernal, so I made the executive call and went with Skewed for the third consecutive week, and I do not care. All I know is that the first week of APAC knockouts did not disappoint, and I'm happy Proper finally had like a really good performance, even if he needed to be coked out on anger to get it done. Anyway, let me know who you think I snubbed in the comments down below, and thank you so much for watching as always. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe for more Overwatch League content. Have yourself a good one. Deuces.